March Madness is here and we are enjoying it, are we not?
That's right, baby. Let's go.
Well, let's talk about this.
Dude, is that Frank Sinatra or is that what's his name? Who's the announcer guy?
Is this your impression of Dick Vitale?
Yes, baby. Let's
That's-
go.
That's your impression. Give it to us one more time.
Let's go, baby. Final four.
This sounds like this. I don't think he sounds like that.
Whatever, start the show.
I thought he does like, it's a diaper dandy, baby. Something like that. You do yours again? Do it. Just give us something.
Are you making fun of me?
No, I like.
Okay, baby.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Yep. Good job.
Yeah.
All right, so March Madness is here. Pretty exciting game so far. Right now, as we're looking at this, we're getting into the Sweet 16.
Yeah, fun time. Some fun games.
So, do you have a team that's kind of sparked your interest and you're following in during the tournament, or like one that you didn't think you were going to be rooting for, kind of thing?
Everybody around here was just thinking the Zags might lose, their first game out.
One and done.
So kind of fun to see the Zags be in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, they're playing pretty well. They're excited. Lots of good momentum. So they got a tough matchup coming up against Purdue. So
big time.
I know they're probably looking forward to it because Purdue has beaten them, I think, the last couple times they've met by not a large margin. So it could be a good game.
Yeah, I mean, Zags are hot. We'll see what happens.
Yep. Well,
how about you, Corey? You got a team?
Oh, well, I mean, I definitely rooting for them. I don't know, so people always ask me, they're like, "Hey, did you do a bracket, or who do you have in your bracket?" kind of thing, and I haven't done a bracket in the last couple of years probably, and for me, it's kind of nice. This is kind of a longer answer to your question, but for me, I like it because I get to just enjoy the games. I don't get upset if one team, that I picked loses or something like that. Think of all the people that had Kentucky, or, that first day, there were some upsets.
Good time.
I think that's what makes the tournament exciting. And
For
so
sure.
the last few years, I haven't done one.
What if you picked the underdog in your bracket? I've played
Well,
with
then
some,
you'd be happy,
I've
right?
played some guys that fill out 3 or 4 brackets. And
Right.
Then they kind of play and, work different things. But
Yeah.
those guys, they treat it like a science.
Yeah, I've just found even fantasy football the last few years. Once I won a Super Bowl one year, I was like, I'm kind of done. I don't know.
You don't play fantasy football anymore?
Nope, I haven't in the last few years. I mean, I helped manage my son's team this last year.
Well, you were kind of
But
involved.
yeah,
You've changed.
but one of the things.
What were we talking about?
Well, you were asking me one of the teams that I like. I'm rooting for a lot of the underdogs. That's all.
Yeah, super fun.
Kind of helps mix it up. I think UConn's going to be tough to beat. Arizona's looking pretty good. You just never know in the tournament. It's what makes it fun. All the different teams coming in, all the different stories, and I think that's kind of where.
I think we're going to talk about.
Let's
some
talk
of these
about it.
stories
Yeah,
today.
I think there's been some fun ones so far. Do you have? I know you went to one of the recent games. Do you
Yep.
want to talk about your experience?
Yeah.
And then we can kind of
Super
get
fun.
into a couple of the other fun stories that
Yep.
we've noticed in the tournament. But you went this last weekend.
I'm going to talk about it.
Let's go.
Okay. Hooked up with one of our cool friends that's been on the show, Brian, and then had a couple Canadian buddies, Chris and Frank, drive down from Calgary, and they're big hoops fans, and we went to the Friday. Well, they went to both sessions, but I met them for the Friday evening sessions. And the game that stands out was the Grand Canyon game against St. Mary's.
Right.
Grand Canyon basically was playing in front of a home crowd
They
because
packed it. There were a lot of GCU fans there.
ton of them.
Really?
St. Mary's had a decent little corner section, but everything else was all GCU, and it was pretty funny. So we got seats. We kind of moved down, and found some seats, kind of in this Grand Canyon section, and there were four college kids. I'd say like maybe in their early 20s, sitting behind us, and I think they had had a few, Corey. You know what I
Really?
mean? I think they were pretty.
What made you think that?
They were overly zealous. They were
Oh,
very excited.
who were they rooting for?
GCU.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
they had
All
shirts
right.
on. They had everything. You know what I
Okay.
mean? No, they were. Who knows? They might just live in Spokane and hate St. Mary's and just grab a couple of shirts.
That could be a
'Cause
possibility,
I
right?
think there were a lot of those.
Yeah, that's
Definitely
true.
a lot of those.
That's true.
Nobody,
Okay.
nobody likes St. Mary's in Spokane.
So it definitely felt like a home
Oh, it was
crowd.
awesome.
So what were
And
these kids doing?
So hooting and hollering, and GCU has all kinds of cheers, and they go horns up when the guy's at the free throw line.
Oh yeah, I saw that,
Horns
like
up.
the little.
Everybody goes horns up. You hear them all shout that out, and then they
Really?
put their little horns out when the guy shoots. And they have some funny stuff, and their band is pretty funny. But these four guys sitting behind us, and the one guy, St. Mary's has a player for him, Mahaney, right? He's pretty good. He's one
Yes,
of the guards.
good player.
Whatever.
Yes.
And every time he touched the ball or whatever, the guys behind us would yell Mahoney, like loud. I'm sure he heard it. Like they were loud. But that's what being a fan of basketball is all about. I love that aspect of the fans getting involved. Super fun.
You could hear it through the TV for sure.
Yeah.
I watched some of that game and it was loud, and I was like, "Wow, that place is rocking." It sounded like.
Yeah, crazy.
Wow, good little upset there, huh?
Yep.
I think
fun
that was
game.
like a 12 over a 5 seed or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they played
was
really
pretty
well. I was
special.
rooting for them yesterday. You know what I mean? But shoot, they they had a tough opponent
Yep. They played well though. Their first NCAA win. You got to see it.
for sure.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, that was their first one in the tournament.
I'm a
So,
part of history, baby.
There it is.
Yep.
So are those guys. I hope they remember it.
I know.
They probably did.
I know.
Well, one of the other cool stories that I saw, and I know you saw this too, is the Yale was another one of those schools that was
Yeah.
playing. I think they played Alabama, if I'm not mistaken, in Spokane. So they
Right.
were another one of those schools. Now they couldn't travel; their band couldn't travel across the country. So what I thought was cool is that the U of I band, University of Idaho band, learned about this, and they're
Bunch
like,
of volunteers. Yeah.
"Hey, we'll play.
Yeah.
We'll play for you guys."
Yeah.
And so they practiced their fight song and put some stuff together
Super cool.
that the Yale band does. And then they came up to Spokane. And University of Idaho was actually the host for the Spokane, the
Yeah,
tournaments.
for this region.
Right.
Yeah. They had
Yeah.
the U of I thing on the floor.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay. So the band practices. They throw shirts on, and
hopefully.
then the Yale shirts. I mean,
Oh, okay.
the big Y's on there.
Yeah.
And played their music, and what a cool thing for them to step up and do that for the Yale band that
Yeah, it's a
couldn't
great
make
story.
it. I thought that's amazing.
Fun.
Yeah. Another, I think like we were talking about before, just some other cool things about the tournament. I always get excited about the teams you don't really know.
Yeah.
You learn about, like, nobody knows who they are. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, that's what makes a good Cinderella story.
Totally.
And one of those is that team from Oakland,
Yeah.
not California.
Not California. Michigan.
Yep. Oakland, Michigan. And Oakland came out and just took it to Kentucky. Their guy just draining threes. Jack Golke. Man, guy was amazing. I think I heard a stat during one of
Mahoney.
he's better than Mahoney. Mahaney. But this Golke guy, I heard a stat that he shot more threes this year than he did, 2-pointers. And the amount was crazy. I don't have the exact number,
It's
but it
awesome.
was almost like, I felt like it was almost like 300 to like 29 or something. Like, he just pulls up and he drains it. He was shooting amazing shots from
maybe
outside.
he thinks that college is in Oakland and he's just playing for
He's
the
just-
Warriors or something.
Maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
I know.
Because he was just shooting threes, like,
Yeah, crazy.
just turn around, throwing them up, and some deep threes. We're talking like Dan Dick out
freaking
range, like
Yeah.
pulling up like
Yeah,
crazy.
you gotta like a guy like that. That's pretty fun.
Super fun to watch, and it was just fun to see them just take it to Kentucky that first round.
So do you
Pretty
root for all the
interesting.
underdogs, or do you have some like favorites?
No, I mean it's always kind of fun just to hear these stories, and then obviously there's going to be whatever the media runs with, right? So there can be a little more narrative to certain things, but I think it's hard to control a narrative when teams are playing.
You think it's a plot?
Nope. I just think when teams are playing and it's college basketball.
Did you read about that ref made like the bad call thing? I don't know
Wait,
all
the
the
one.
details on
Well,
that.
I mean, obviously,
Then
we're going to see some bad
sat
calls.
him.
There's so many plays and,
Yeah.
and calls and stuff in college. I know there was a kind of a tough one in Kansas first
It was the
game.
first game.
Is that the one you're talking about?
yeah.
Yeah, there was
End
a
of the game
block
or
at the
something?
end of the game, but there was a foul called, and Kansas was up by one, and they were playing Samford. And the Samford guy blocks it, and a foul was called, and it was a great block. And maybe there wasn't a lot of
They
time.
must have reviewed it.
The
No
foul
review?
was called, and so Samford loses the game. But that was a chance for them maybe to get another shot off when they were down by one.
Okay.
And they were down by a bunch before the end of that game, but they came storming
Clawed
back to make
Make
it
it
an
close.
interesting finish.
That's
so
fun.
that I don't know if that's the one you're referring to, but that was one of the ones that I saw.
Mahoney.
My- any other cool stuff with NCAA? I mean,
Fun
it's
atmosphere.
going to be some fun games, these last 16 teams.
Yeah.
So that'll get rolling here at the end of this week as we record
Yep.
this. So
Super
should
fun.
be some good matchups there.
Yep.
I know you've got a little Carol Corner action with
Oh,
some
I've got
basketball, right?
A big Carol Corner section.
Okay, so let's do the Carol Corner.
Okay. So, the Lady Saints playing in the semifinals for the NAIA championships.
How cool is that?
Super cool. And shoot, they, in the tournament brackets, they're playing Providence. So they're playing another Frontier League team in the semifinal to go
So
to the
they're familiar
championship.
with them.
Yeah, no, they battled with them for sure.
Yeah.
And shoot, you know what I mean? Providence comes out on top, 58-53, but it was like a tooth and nail battle.
Wow.
Just back and forth, you know what I mean? And, shoot, Saints make it to the semifinal. You always feel bad, you know what I mean? Like make it to the big game, whatever, but I don't think anything to hang their heads on. You know what I mean? They've got, they put together an amazing season.
Yeah, great season.
Yep, fun.
So they're done, and then
Yeah.
they're gonna. Do we know any players that they might be losing or anything like that? I mean, they might have to reload a little bit, but they should still be probably one of the top picks. I'm guessing next season.
Yeah, no, they've got a good program. No, I think that they're smart and future's bright for sure.
Okay. What other Carol news do you have for us?
Nothing.
Spring ball? Any
There's
spring with
softball,
football
track
or
and
anything?
field coming in, but yeah, no, Jack is in spring ball right now. They just finished their first week of spring ball. He'll probably they've got Easter break coming up, and then a couple weeks they have their spring game in April.
Yeah, I was going to ask when.
Yep.
So that's only a month away.
Yep.
Here we
Yep.
go.
Yeah, baby. Let's go spring football.
Go Saints, huh?
Go Saints.
All right. Well,
Mahoney.
was Mahaney getting upset? Could you tell
Oh,
he was getting upset?
They were in his head.
You think he was mad?
Oh, yeah, they were in his head.
Really?
Yeah, no, he didn't have a great game.
Well, maybe that's where we go into the I'm mad segment.
I think so.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Well, we know Mahaney. We didn't get an email from him.
No.
But we did get an email from one of the coaches in the tournament.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. And this one comes from John Calipari.
Okay.
Yeah, University of Kentucky.
Good Italian guy.
Well, do you think you might have an idea of what he's writing in about?
Maybe that he eats too much pasta.
Get this. I don't know if he does.
Yeah, I think he eats a little.
Well, let's read this, and we'll have to remind our friends, the Dukes crew, and our loyal listeners that anybody that wants to write in,
Yeah.
something you're mad about, if you're upset about something, could be anything. Could be that your team's out of the tournament.
Yep.
Write us. Let us know what you're mad about, and we can share it on the show.
Give us some. Or a question of the week.
Yeah, anything like that. You can email us at trailsidedukes@gmail.com.
Tell us how many geese you could fend off in a cage match. We want to know.
Or who your favorite wrestler is, right?
Ooh, WWF.
Oh, yeah. All right, so John Calipari, he writes, "Hey, boys, don't listen to the show much, but when I do, I have a good laugh." Okay. Thanks, John. He says, I'm mad. I'm mad that we lost to Oakland in the first round of the NCAA tournament. We were favored to win by a large margin, and we did not get it done. It doesn't really start with me because I thought I did a great job, but, the guys didn't get it done. Wow.
Yeah, he's mad.
He says here we had a higher field goal percentage, a higher free throw percentage. They shot 75% from the line. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And we had more defensive rebounds and blocks. So we should have won this game. I just hope that Drake invites us back to his crib next season, and I can keep recruiting more guys to come play for Kentucky. Thanks, boys. See you next year. So there you go.
Well said by John.
There's John.
Coach.
So he seems a little upset. He's still mad.
Yeah. Always sucks when you're like going in like that.
Right. They were a 3 seed in the tournament, and Oakland was that 14 seed. And again,
as a coach, you just never know how it's gonna go, or if the kids are gonna you got to play like Superman in the playoffs, and sometimes it doesn't happen.
Right. Well, that's who wrote in this week for I'm mad. Do you know anybody else are you mad about anything, or is there another person that that's mad about something that you want to share, Tony?
Yes.
Oh,
no.
Do share.
Well,
what are you mad about?
Well, I was at the game. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And we went down into lower seats, so I was right there by the tunnel. So going out, I heard, the head coach for St. Mary's. He was mad. You know what I mean? They lost to
Randy Bennett,
They lost to some college who'd never won an NCAA game before. You know what I mean? Like, they became their history now. Like, St. Mary's lost to him. So
you think Randy would be mad?
He was talking to an assistant coach, and I just overheard it. But
really?
Yep.
Oh.
So he was mad at the fans. He didn't like the Mahoney chant. He said it right there. I heard it. He's like, I hate that freaking. If I hear Mahoney one more time. So that was part of it. You know what I mean? And,
did the guys hear it, or were they already gone?
There were guys walking through the tunnel.
No, the guys that were yelling Mahoney.
No.
Oh.
They had already left. After
okay. All right.
They had to go get in the beer line.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
But, St. Mary's was a 5 and GCU was a 12. And,
right.
Randy was mad at his guys. They didn't step up. You know what I mean? Just kind of similar to Calipari. You know what I mean? Like, he's mad.
Maybe they can go eat pasta together or something.
I know.
Huh?
I know. I don't think that they were ready for the physicality of GCU. I don't think they had seen that.
Yeah, that was something that you could hear through the TV. Was just like, these bigs that were getting after
They were in the paint all the time, just going to the hoop,
blocking and all that stuff, and the place would just erupt.
Yes. Oh yeah.
How fun.
Yep. Sorry, Randy. I feel for
Randy.
you, buddy.
Yeah, Randy, right into the show. Don't be afraid, man.
Don't you think he was mad that when they got that draw and they ended up having to play in Spokane, and he was like, "Crap, we're going to Spokane."
Couple interesting things there, right? Like, them and Gonzaga get both 5 seeds, which was kind of interesting. But then they end up coming to Spokane, and I thought that would be kind of good for them because the last time they came up here, they beat Gonzaga. at
Yeah.
Gonzaga. So I was like, well, maybe that won't phase them. Maybe they'll be totally fine. And Grand Canyon, I mean, you just never know.
Yep.
So,
Oh, I'm sure they had scouted him, but you got to be able to stop him.
right.
Couldn't stop him.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Well, there you go. You know what's I
Mahoney.
was gonna say, you know what's purple?
Oh, geez.
One of our shirts.
Yes.
For Trailside Dukes.
Yeah.
You can get a purple shirt. And I thought of purple because the antelopes.
Yeah, the Lopes.
Yep. GCU is their main color is purple.
Yep.
So,
I like purple.
If you need a purple shirt, you can go to our website, Tony.
How do you go? How do you do
You
that?
just look at the links down below in our description, and you can go on there and get some purple gear. You can order some Trailside Dukes merch. Get whatever you need.
Unbelievable.
I
Look
know.
look at how good we're getting. You know what I mean? Now we can just insert like little plugs and it's just flowing. We don't even have to mention it.
We're professionals,
I know.
right? I mean, this is to be expected,
For sure.
right?
Yep.
All right. Well,
Okay.
that's what I've got today. You got anything else you want to send us out with?
Oh, I've got lots more.
What is do tell?
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
He's a diaper dandy.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.